Hey, what's up? This is Kevin from Kevin's Barbecue Joints. In this episode, I talked to Leonard Botello IV from Truth Barbeque in Brenham, Texas. We, of course, talk about the Texas Monthly Barbecue Festival, which they had just attended, as well as the fact that they're in the top 10 of the Texas Monthly Top 50, which is an amazing feat. But we talk about his history prior to that. We talk about what barbecue means to him, the barbecue family, and he pulls out his phone and goes through kind of a group text, a list of the people on his group text, which is kind of really not kind of, which is really cool to kind of hear about the world. We talk about the advice that he gives to other pit masters. We talk about their new location that's going to be opening up in Houston. I really think you'll enjoy it. We go into detail too about his restaurant and the food that they're serving, and then what they'll be serving at the new spot. So, I hope you enjoy it. If you do like what you see, please subscribe. I'll be doing at least one a week. Thanks so much. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, good. Not too
so,
bad.
so tell me. So today's Tuesday. So it's 2 days out. So what is the Texas Monthly Barbecue Festival entail for you? Does it start on Friday?
It started last. Uh, well, we did the brunch at Juliet, so we did a collaboration with Jacob. I believe his name's Jacob Weaver, the head chef over at Juliet.
Okay.
It's like um, Italian home cooking stuff like that. So we did a collaboration. We did that on Saturday, and then we headed back to Brenham, finished up our cook, and brought the pits up for the um, Texas Monthly Festival, which was on Sunday,
Yeah.
and then we went all day doing that. So I'm still kind of recovering from that.
And that at 10 a.m. is when is that when the press comes in, and then the VI.
I think they did. I think they did let press in. There was a lot of people lingering around,
Mhm.
just random people, like around 9, 10 a.m. And then VIP came in at either 11 or 12, and then general admission came in at 1, I think.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, because I guess I was. I'm on the West Coast, so that's why it all seemed so much earlier. Okay.
I didn't. That's the one day I didn't have my watch on, and I was just kind of scattered all over the place. So, for all I know, it started at 9:30 in the morning. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been 6 or whatever
Yeah,
it was, and it was daylight savings too, I think. So
yeah.
that probably made it
That was
screwier.
that whole weekend off. It was crazy.
That's cool. So what is this? This is the first fest. Were you in the festival last year?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is your
No.
first one. What was it like?
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Ton of people. It's just a really good vibe. Like the people that like are diehard barbecue fans, they're like so excited to be there. That's like Disney World for them.
Oh yeah.
Uh, one of the guys that works there, when we were cutting up brisket and everything, he sounded like Chevy Chase on Christmas Vacation. He was like, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" And everybody was like super excited. So it was fun.
It's funny. It's funny how big a deal that is to people in the barbecue industry. It's so exciting.
I think they said like 4,000 people or something like that showed up. There was a lot of people there. It was really cool, and
Yeah.
we had perfect weather, so there's not much to complain about.
And what were you guys serving at the festival?
Um, so at Juliet, we served brisket burnt-in deviled eggs.
Okay.
Then we did like a jalapeno cheddar sausage on top of a barbecue style pizza. So it's olive oil base
Oh wow.
with some mozzarella cheese, then the sausage and some diced green onions, and then some pickled onions on top with our house-made barbecue sauce. And then we did a brisket hash that was just a couple slices of brisket on top of some mixed multicolored fingerling potatoes, pan fried and stuff, with a over easy egg on top.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was really good. And then we did a just typical brisket, like slices of brisket with sausage and
I think I
just
saw a few of those from Jimmy. Jimmy Smoking Ho. I think I saw some of his
yeah,
photos.
yeah, there.
And that was a special event. That was a Saturday event, right?
Yeah, that was the Saturday event. And then for the Texas Monthly Fest, we just served our jalapeno cheddar sausage, and then our all beef garlic sausage, and then brisket.
And
Just trying to keep it easy.
yeah, that sounds like a little bit more simple than
Yeah,
you guys make your own sausage, right?
yeah. So we use starting off, we were we started off making our own sausage, but we were buying different cuts of meat. And then once we started getting busier and busier, and we like to have the briskets trimmed, like all the briskets the exact same size and the exact same shape, because it just makes it easier in the long run because they come off at closer intervals. Even with the 44 farm briskets that we use,
Hmm.
they come pre-trimmed for the most part.
Okay.
But we're such perfectionists over there, so we would still shape them up a little bit, and we were having so much excess meat. We just started using straight brisket. In the all beef one, we would just use the scraps from the brisket in that, and then
Oh wow.
the jalapeno cheddar sausage. It's beef and pork, so we just do pork butt and brisket and just grind that all up together.
Had you made sausage before, or did you apprentice under somebody who made sausage, or how did you?
No, just
Sure.
well, my father and I are like really big foodies, and he's
Hmm.
been in the restaurant industry for 35 plus years. He's had his restaurants, and we just, I don't know, just
You could
eat it.
figure it out, right?
Yeah, all over the country, trial and error. That's the same thing with brisket. A lot of people ask me where I learned from, and like, I'm not proud of it. I burned a lot of briskets.
Hmm.
Like,
No, I hear that a lot. If you
yeah,
want it, you got to get through a lot of briskets to.
that's the only way to like really. It's one thing if somebody teaches you, and but like you can't really do it until you have that trial and error and you know exactly what you're looking for. But you know,
Yeah. So what? So your history is your family. Are you from Brenham
no,
originally?
no, we're from south of Houston.
Okay.
My parents actually just have like a farmhouse out there.
Okay.
So they would visit out there every so often, and then that building where we're at now went up for sale. It was actually an old barbecue place before, and ultimately we had wanted to go into Houston or Austin, but it was kind of iffy, starting your own barbecue restaurant up in such a big city like that, especially with this barbecue boom that's going on.
Oh, without a doubt.
So we kind of that place is like literally right smack dab in the middle of Houston and Austin, and there's not really any barbecue in that area, so we figured
That's
we'd give it a shot. It's right off the highway, so yeah,
that's pretty ideal.
yeah.
So you
So
what kind of restaurant did you grow up working in? What kind of family
uh,
restaurant was it?
he did Mexican food and then like a mixed American, like steaks, pastas, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And were you a chef there, or were you a cook, or?
No, I was at school at Texas A&M.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I would go back every once in a while and give him a hand, and then when I finished up, I went back over there and just helping out. I really enjoy the food industry. I think everybody should work in the food industry.
I
It's
agree.
wonderful. It helps your patience out a lot.
And it also makes you appreciate when you sit down at a restaurant. A lot of people get kind of annoyed at the smallest little things, and I don't think they
Yeah,
realize how many moving parts there are.
yeah. It makes you more you know patient with people,
Hmm.
especially because everybody has their moment in a restaurant where something goes wrong.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think it makes you appreciate the whole aspect of it a little bit more, especially being a waiter or something like that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's the same thing with customer service people. You got to deal with that. So
Yeah, yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, they should have something where they make people work as in a restaurant, maybe work customer service for a department store or something, just
yeah,
so that way
at,
you kind
at
of,
least for like a month or
yeah.
something before you start your regular job. Yeah,
Yeah, because people tend to just destroy those people. It's so
yeah,
sad.
especially when you're hungry. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, some
yeah.
people can't handle that hunger as much. A lot of times, yeah, you get that headache and you feel terrible. So then, what made you transition? What were you always in the back of your mind? Were you cooking barbecue, or were you thinking, hey, someday it'd be cool to open a barbecue place? Or were you going around to barbecue places?
No, I honestly, I promised my parents I would never go into the food industry, and I really did not want to go into the food industry.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. I guess because the barbecue boom was going on, and it was kind of cool to see everybody. Uh,
It's okay. That's fine.
it was kind of cool to see, especially the lines at Franklin's. Like,
Mhm.
and we have lines at our place now, and I still don't get it. Like, it's just a cool thing, like
Mhm.
to see people lining up for food and like super excited about it, the same way you would be as if you went to, your favorite band's concert, like
Yeah.
waiting outside the stadium. Like,
Or like a autograph signing or something or
yeah,
something.
yeah. And everybody that's there is like super excited to be there. They're super excited to talk with everybody, and like they want to talk to the people that work there. I just thought that was like I haven't been in a restaurant that has that same experience and feel, and I always thought it would ultimately be cool to be a part of something like that.
Hmm.
So I think that's what inspired it, like the just all the love that's in the barbecue industry.
Hmm.
Really something to appreciate. Yeah.
And were you when you looked at this restaurant, you saw this restaurant? This restaurant had already gone out of business, right? The barbecue place that you're at right now.
No, they were still in business,
Oh,
but it was an older guy, so he was just kind of like he was ready to retire,
mhm.
and yeah, I just think he had his fair share of barbecue. So
What was it like when you first? Wait, and Truth. Where did you come up with the name Truth? I think it's a great name, and I can imagine what it would be.
I was I would always like write down ideas and stuff like in my iPhone in my notes and stuff, and I had like a list of names, and I wanted to ultimately let people know that we were staying true to Texas barbecue and like doing it the old fashioned way, and offset pits, wood, like not the gas assisted uh uh what are those pits called?
Like the
Oil
JNRs or the but yeah.
use, all that stuff. I just wanted to stay really true to where barbecue came from, so I just figured we'd throw it in the name.
And what was it like that first day you opened? Busy at all?
No, no, not at all. Because Brenham, they're not really accustomed to uh, that type of barbecue. It's more like fast food barbecue, so you're not getting, the super moist brisket, and it took a while to get adjusted to because they looked at it as like greasy, but it was
Really?
just
Okay.
moist, and that's
Yeah, and that's what we like. Yeah, that's it.
they're used to like going to a fast food barbecue place
Mhm.
that it's reheated, but this we were served stuff fresh every day, and then it was hard to for them to understand that we cook to capacity, and when it's gone, it's gone. And they're like, "Well, why don't you just cook more food?" I'm like, "Well, I wish I could, but uh, these briskets take 16 hours, and by the time that one gets done, it's going to be the middle of the night. Yeah, it's just
You had to
it
probably over-explain every time, right?
yeah, it was really hard to get adjusted to, but now they've kind of figured it out, and they are really big fans. So they have helped us get on the map.
Was it a visit by anybody in particular that put you on the radar for people, or was it Daniel
Yeah,
or?
no, Daniel did not come for a while. Um, Barbecue Brian Norton.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was the first person that stopped by. We had been open for like 6 months, uh, and I think it was 6 months. It might have been less than that. And anyways, he just came in, got some brisket, and he wrote about it. Said it was fantastic. Then he came back for another one, and it was still great. He said. Then he did like an interview, and after that, more bloggers and stuff started picking up. And then Robert Jacob Lerma
Ah,
came in not too long after him, and he gave us a lot of good exposure too because he's got a really strong following.
huge, yeah.
Yeah, so between those two guys, those are those are two of the main people that helped put us on the map.
Did you know who they were when they came in, or did you know about them after the?
Uh, I knew who Brian was. I didn't know what he looked like. Uh, so we weren't cherry picking briskets or anything
No,
like
no,
that.
no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I just knew about his blog. I followed his blog, but I never knew what he looked like. I knew who Robert was. I'd been following him for a while.
And I guess
So
yeah, there are photos of him online. Like he does take pictures with people, so you kind of might know what he
yeah,
looks like.
yeah.
And he's probably
So
taken specific photos that you can kind of tell that there's a photographer here.
yeah, yeah. No, they're both really good guys, and we've become friends along the ways. So yeah, they've been a huge help.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Yeah, I want to talk to you about like the actual like what you guys are serving and how and who in your family is working there and the
Yeah.
whole. But what does barbecue mean? It sounds there's especially coming from you and hearing like, or like reading things about you, it just feels like the barbecue community. It's you're part of the barbecue community. What does the barbecue community mean to you? It's a special place. It just to me it is too.
Oh yeah, it's like a almost like a brotherhood. Like I'm in a actually let me see who's all in that.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, we're all in in a group text, and I sometimes I even forget who's all in there. It's like Robert Sierra, Ernest Cervantes, Bert Trudy's,
Uh huh.
Clay from Snows, Eli Falcone. He was over on the East Coast for a while. Uh, we're all like we all stick together and we all joke around. And there's not really once you get to like that top tier barbecue, like that level, there's not really any secrets.
Hmm.
Uh, because we all respect each other pretty much, and it's basically if you're going to put in the work, you're going to put in the work.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's hard work. So like, God, I don't know what's going on here.
Well, it's digging to the hard work. It's showing, it's proof that it takes hard
So
work, and that's what, like, when I hang out with Bert, he talks about you, and he said that he appreciates a lot of the advice that you've given him, but in the end, it's those hours. It's
yeah,
taking it's spending the night by yourself or with
that's
very
why I
little.
knew. Like, I remember the day that Bert got his pit, and he messaged me on Facebook. He was like, "Oh my God, I have this huge pit in my driveway. I don't know what to do. I need to figure out how to light it up, and I need to figure out what the smoke needs to look like." I was like, "Don't worry, we've got this under. I can walk you through it." And like I know, and this is the same thing Wayne Mueller's always told me is, you know, the state of Texas alone is big enough for a great barbecue. So he's always been willing to help me however he can, and that's I pass that on. I've learned from him, and I like just that respect. I put that out there. That's why I wanted to help Bert because I knew that you know he's trying to do something in Texas, and it is hard, but if you want to put in the work, you can.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'll however you want. So
And what's great too is I think there's something new. The barbecue industry seemed to be a lot of secrets before. It just seemed like secret recipes. Don't want to tell your sauce. Don't want to. And now it feels like it's more. If you're willing, like, you could tell me all your secrets, but still, if I don't go out and work and try to do
yeah,
it, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna be able to do it.
I think that I think most of the secrets or the main secrets are the pit designs. Uh, probably.
For like how the air circulates throughout the pit,
Yeah,
and
yeah, because we all have different preferences, and one person will think differently. And I, those are the only secrets that I really have. I'll give them to like Bert or so, like those people because I know them, but not like your everyday person. I try to keep pictures away from in the stuff like that because those did take a while to design.
well,
And
are you designed? So you actually design those are custom designed to your preference.
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
so those were the one that I have, the 1,000 gallon that I have in Brenham right now. That was like the prototype for the Houston location.
Hmm.
So you really won't see any pictures of that pit anywhere on the internet.
Hmm.
Uh, actually, Robert might have one or two pictures on there, but he's pretty much the only one.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, because I wanted to stick all those pits in Houston, and I kind of wanted to make that was going to be like my pit room that I've always wanted, pretty
Hmm.
much. I wanted to kind of keep that pit a secret and build around that.
It'll be an enclosed pit room, kind of like Franklin, or what?
Yeah, basically the same style, but like the insect uh, mesh, whatever. Just kind of it'll still have air and stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
built, yeah.
So what? So your place is it? From what I remember reading, your mother works there. Or just your cousin works there too. Is that at your place in
Uh,
Burnham?
my mother does all the cakes,
Okay.
so a lot of the cakes that we have now were from previous restaurants or my grandmother's recipes.
Okay.
My dad, he's pretty much all around. Like I said, he's a big foodie, and he was supposed to retire, but he's one of those people that if he doesn't have something to do, he kind of just starts to lose his mind.
My dad was like that too.
Yeah. And he doesn't really like to sit still. If he sees somebody, doing something, he's going to want to help out.
Hmm.
So he's all over the place. He has a great palate for any kind of
That's
food
important.
that we create. So we work together on a lot of that stuff. And then my brother was in there a lot. So my brother was probably the youngest person that I know that could cook a pretty badass brisket. And he left um, in August.
Okay.
He's up at the Culinary Institute of America in Poughkeepsie right now.
Oh wow.
So he had 18-year-old in New York. I'm sure he's having a terrible
Yeah, terrible, awful time of
time.
it.
It was
Nothing to
really
do.
cool. He called me 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he was the one of the chefs there asked him, like, if you had one meal to cook our class, what would it be? And he was like, brisket. He was like, brisket. And my brother went through the process of like the time that it takes, and all the steps, and the chef was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. You're gonna do that for us. uh, because Brandon, uh, they had served brisket or smoked brisket at their cafeteria is not even a cafeteria. It's like this
I can
full blown
imagine.
sushi bar, ramen bar, like steakhouse. Like, but they had smoked brisket on the menu one day, and he sent me a picture of it, and it
Oh,
looked just awful. And my brother sent me the picture of the brisket, and had that gray coloring.
oh. Was
He
it
sent me
sliced? Was it cut wrong? And
it was sliced like all over the place,
uh,
and I just remember him sending me that picture, and then a meme of Gordon Ramsay saying, "It's undercooked, you donkey."
I think I've seen that meme.
Yeah.
Well,
So that was great. My brother was he really did enjoy cooking. I mean, he's a big foodie too. That's why he's up there. But he did enjoy. He took a lot of passion into cooking barbecue, just like everybody else in Texas, I
wow,
guess.
that's killer. So,
And
so
then
yeah. So that on a daily basis, if I came into your restaurant, would it be? Do you have how big of a staff do you have then?
there's probably like a handful of us. It's really small.
Yeah, that's what I
Uh,
remember hearing.
yeah, and then so we have two, three or four other people that help out
Hmm.
that are on staff, and then my girlfriend, she'll pop in. She likes to do like a lot of the PR stuff.
Hmm.
That's what she did in her previous job in New York. So she's really helpful in that area. But she'll come in and run the cash register. It's really tight niche group.
It
Like
seems like it.
we all like to stay together and be in the front and be able to interact with people. I feel like that's really important to everybody's experience. Like
Oh, that's
that.
huge. I think coming up, watching you cut, talking to you, that's great.
So that was my main concern of you know being able to give them that experience. I didn't want them to think that we were neglecting them, or I just wanted them to know that we really appreciate everybody that comes through that door. So
Oh, for sure. What do
yeah,
you what meats are you serving?
brisket. We use the brisket from 44 Farms in Cameron, Texas. The Duroc Compart spare ribs. We do the two sausages that we make, and uh, pork butt and beef ribs on Saturday.
The pork butt's Duroc too, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and turkey breast. Yeah.
And then
So
what sides do you have?
mac and cheese, the corn pudding, which is like a corn casserole or cream corn kind
Oh
of
wow.
thing. But yeah, uh, coleslaw, potato salad, baked beans, pinto beans. I think that's it. Yeah, that sounds about. Oh, and collard greens. Yeah.
Oh, collard greens too. Oh, I didn't. I don't. For some reason, I don't think I've seen that online. Wow.
Yeah.
And who? It's also funny too because I think a lot of people look to you. Your plating. It just looks gorgeous.
Oh
It's some
yeah.
of the best plating I've seen.
Well, I always tell everybody that. Well, when we opened, there wasn't any money for advertisement. Like
Mhm.
it's such a smaller place, and so I figured I'd reach to social media because everybody's on social media nowadays.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to take a picture of their food. So if I make all the plates, look good and like they'll end up somewhere down the
Oh yeah,
road.
yeah, yeah.
That really has helped us a lot. everybody wants to take a picture of that food, and we try to get the color coordination and the brighter stuff on the outside, the different color meats on each side. There's like this whole plating thing that we try to do, but
I can tell. It's impressive. It really is. Visually, it's so impressive, and it makes me super hungry, which sucks.
yeah.
It sucks in a good way. So now going into your second location, how far off is that roughly?
Well, about half of the pits are done. So they're waiting on permitting. Permitting got pushed back because of Hurricane Harvey and everything.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
so hopefully by the beginning of the year, that's what we're shooting for. We're not having to do a lot of demo. We're just doing some cosmetic stuff. They just got to tear out a wall to slide the pits in. So it should be fairly easy.
Is it in downtown Houston?
It's not too far from downtown. It's in the Heights area. I felt like that would be the closest or easiest way to get the same feel. That's in Brenham, like that grungy Austin bluesy kind of feel. That was the most appropriate location for it, and I live in the Heights, so it was a little bit easier access.
Yeah, no, for sure. How big a location is it?
Uh, it's definitely bigger than the last one,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's pretty good size. I was worried about the size at first because it's really long building, but uh, we decided to put the pits like inside the building and just build a wall in between to kind of shorten it up. But it's gonna be a pretty good size.
There'll be are there seating inside?
Oh yeah,
Oh
seating
yeah,
inside, but no over. It's not gonna be overkill or anything. Just yeah, appropriate.
appropriate seating inside, and the same menu.
Uh, we're gonna have all the same stuff, but it's gonna be some other. We got some other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, secret stuff.
Yeah, some secret stuff that because the kitchen that we have in Burnham is. My dad and I tell everybody we're working with like an easy bake oven back there, so like that's what we can get out.
Uh-huh.
Uh, because it kind of just grew faster than we could grow.
Hmm.
So the kitchen's really small, and it's really hard to crank out the food of that place, and we can't do ultimately all the sides and all the meats that we want to do. So the Houston location will definitely be. We're gonna have some curveballs for everybody.
Will it be open different hours?
um, I'm gonna try to stay open as long as we can. I don't know how big this is gonna be. I already think it's gonna be bigger than I ultimately thought it was gonna be from all the press that we've
Oh, I
gotten.
think for sure.
So I hate to tell anybody that we're gonna stay open until 6 p.m. and not make it towards
No,
to,
no, no.
to 8
But you weren't
o'clock.
planning like it's not a dinner. It's not lunch and dinner.
Oh
It's going to be the
no,
same concept, right?
I'm such a perfectionist or whatever you want to call it about barbecue. I think that there's like a specific window that barbecue is the best. And I'm sure Aaron knows that too. And I'm sure that's why he stays open only until he sells out, which is,
Hmm.
2 o'clock
Two
every day.
o'clock. Yeah.
Um, and I just want everybody to have the best experience and be able to say, that's why you got to go to Truth. Like you're getting the same stuff every time. I don't want to. A lot of people were worried about the quality of the food. I guess they thought that we were going to do quantity over quality, but
Hmm.
I would never jeopardize that. And it sounds I don't know how to say it, but I mean it's the same amount of effort to cook 10 briskets as it is 70 briskets. They're
Hmm.
all going to take the same time, and as long as you have somebody helping you get them on and off the pit, that it's the same amount of effort. So
And you have the same amount of passion, and you care.
yeah,
It's not something that you don't want to put out a bad product. That's not something
no,
you're planning on doing.
no, I think a lot of us, like a lot of the people, like Clay, like Wayne Clay from Snows,
Yeah.
Clay Tootsie, Carrie, all those guys over there, Wayne Mueller, Aaron. I think that all those people are so passionate about what they do. Like they're not going to let the ball drop on it. It
Yeah.
just we all know what needs to be served and what doesn't need to be served, and that's where you really have to draw the line.
Oh yeah, for sure.
at the end of the day, you want to make some money, but I mean, you want people to talk about you more than that.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't want people to be taught to be speaking badly about you and saying
Yeah,
that you guys aren't
yeah,
trying or that you guys just did something just to do it. It's obviously, and is it going to be called Truth? Is it or Truth
oh,
Two
yeah,
or like is
yeah.
that it's not the
So Brenham it's a small town, and we're only open right now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mhm.
Um, because it's really hard to find labor out there because everybody's working on farms or they're doing other jobs,
Mhm.
and a lot of the traffic that we get through the weekends, I think about 96% of it is people from Austin and Houston.
Mhm.
So that's definitely going to stay like a weekend like destination spot.
Okay.
And then Houston, that's why I wanted to go into Houston because it's more appropriate for me to be open Tuesday through Sunday there. So it's just hard being open 3 days a week and having to do 5 days worth of prep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, for sure. Are you going to be? Will you be popping back at both locations, kind of thing, or?
Oh yeah, that's Brenham is always going to be the baby, the big brother.
Mhm.
So I'll always go up there and cut. And, you know, that's the way I am now. I don't like to. And people that work with me there, they're like, you need to take a break. You don't have to be up there cutting all the time. You can do that. I'm like, "Nah, I just enjoy it. I
Yeah, yeah.
enjoy acting with people, and yeah, I won't. I'll definitely be going back and forth.
Well, that's awesome. Well, is there anything else that people need to know, or people that you'd like people to know about Truth, or about yourself, or what your passion is? Like, it's are there other barbecue restaurants that you do go to in the area or in the Houston area, or that you are aspiring to
Uh,
go to up north?
my favorite places are well, I lived before I moved down here. Before we decided to open up Houston, I lived in Austin off of 11th and St. Bernard. So I was on the same street as Micklethwaite's and 2 blocks over from Franklin.
Hmm.
So I had easy access to that stuff all the time. Micklethwaite's, Franklin's, those are my top places in Austin.
Hmm.
And I really do enjoy Valentina's as well because they do an awesome mesquite style brisket and their tacos are amazing.
I've heard amazing things.
And Miguel and his wife are they're amazing people too, and they're putting out an awesome product. Louis Mueller's, Snow's. Those are the main ones that I go around to pretty much. Those are my favorite spots because it's once you get out of the hill country, the flavor of barbecue kind of changes.
For sure.
Uh, so I think those are the ones that I stick to.
And you're not going to have a lot of time, are you, coming up first of the year?
No, no, I'm trying to do as many barbecue runs as I can, and it sucks because we're open on the weekends, so it's kind of hard to get to those places that are only open on the weekends.
That is true. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, and a lot of places are closed on Monday, and Tuesday, and so
Yeah.
you're closed right now. You're only open. You said Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or
Yes, sir.
Thursday. Okay,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. What time do you guys open in the morning?
11.
11.
Yeah.
11 till sold out.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the time. I know we've been trying to get this together for a little while, so I do appreciate you
Uh,
well, I'm finally getting a chance to connect. And
yeah.
I,
We kept on because I'm either up in Houston or I'm up in Brenham, and I'm so in between. And then our times were getting all mixed up, and I was like, we got to figure out how to make this work.
well, also someone like what driving like crazy around your neighborhood or something like that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's been a mess, but I'm glad we got to finally link up.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely. And I'll definitely stop by. I'm planning on when I do come to Texas next time. I want to start off in Houston and then kind of make my way up, as opposed to
Oh
going.
yeah, definitely. Let me know when you do come through there, so we can get you all fixed up and
No, I
we can
look
throw
forward
it
to
down.
hanging out and meeting you for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that
Excellent.
sounds good.
Well, have a great week and good luck with everything and good luck with the new location. That's awesome.
All right, appreciate it.
All
Hopefully,
right.
I'll see you soon.
All right. See you soon. Take care.